Welcome to another CheapWineFinder.com podcast. We're still in our Thanksgiving mode since this is November. And what we have today is a Riesling. They usually, when you get the magazines, the wine magazines, suggest things, pairings for Thanksgiving. It's usually Pinot Noir, Rieslings, and maybe some Beaujolais. And today we have a Riesling, and this, since sometimes we can go a little bit upscale, and we are Cheap Wine Finder, we found a $4.99 Riesling from Trader Joe's. It's called the Emma Reichart, a dry Riesling 2021. And for $5, it's pretty good. It's from the Rheinhessen area of Germany, which is the largest growing district. They do like 71% white grapes there, Riesling being the biggest grape. If you're looking for fancy Riesling from Germany, you're looking for wines from Moselle. That's a little bit different area, different river valley. And this is, okay, Trader Joe's in New York. New York doesn't allow chain liquor stores. They're just one and done there. And supermarkets can only sell beer. And Trader Joe's, I think they just closed they had one, there's more than one Trader Joe's in New York, but they just recently closed their only wine shop, and they supposedly opened it up again. There was something going on there, supposedly about unions, that kind of stuff. I'm not sure about that. But you often see in New York, because they can't widely sell their wines, and New York's a very big market, that you'll see Trader Joe's exclusive wines in liquor stores and wine shops. And the Emma Reichart Dry Riesling's $10, $11 in New York at wine shops other than Trader Joe's. I'm going to take a sip of this. So if you think $4.99 is too cheap, well, $10, $11 might be more your style. And a lot of the Rieslings from Germany might be a little bit more expensive. They're usually reasonably priced, but when you go to Washington State, Chateau Ste. Michel's known for Rieslings, and they have a couple of really nice ones for under 10. And Kung Fu Girl Riesling, which gets 90 points plus in all the magazines for maybe like a decade, is maybe under $13, between $10 and $13. So getting a good Riesling in the $10, $11 range is a good Riesling. It's a quality Riesling. So this $4.99 Riesling, which is actually masquerading as a $10 to $11 Riesling, is not a $4.99 wine. Don't keep sometimes, that can't be any good. They can't have done enough to it, and I don't know how they can sell it for $4.99 and ship it to the United States and all that. But you got to remember that Trader Joe's is Aldi North in Europe, and and Aldi is Aldi Sud, Aldi South in Europe. So they know they're a German company. They know the German market, and they sell this wine in Europe, and they sell this wine in the United States. And I wouldn't be surprised to find out they sell it in Australia too. Let me take another sip. It's a nice drinking Riesling. Yeah. It's got a little body to it. After it opens up in your glass a little bit, the mid palate starts showing some sub flavors. It's got like nice harvest fruit, some honey up front, a little bit of a salty thing, maybe some Anlis, nutty salty thing, just mild. I mean, the lip smacking acidity, but not over. It doesn't bite. It gets you ready for the next sip, which is one of those things why it is good. It's got kind of a viscous feeling to it, so it can stand out. It can handle food. If you're having, some sort of pumpkin pie or mashed potatoes and whatever, turkey and gravy, you're gonna need something that can cut through all that. That will cleanse your palate and set you up for the next bite. And this will do it. This has, and it has those harvest flavors that kind of fit in with the whole Thanksgiving theme. For $4.99, I don't think you can go any cheaper and get a wine as good as this. I would, if I was going to buy it myself, I might go for one of the Chateau Ste. Michel's or the Kung Fu Girl, just because. But So drinking this wine right now, I don't know why I would do that. I mean, I do know those better. I've been drinking them longer. I think this is my first experience with the Emma Reichart. And this is imported by a German company, Schaefer Reichart. So Reichart, it's someone, he named it after someone, maybe in his family. So, it's probably made by a big producer there who made it for them. But if they're selling this in Germany and in Europe, and they're selling in the United States, and maybe they're selling a lot of this wine. As you can get the price down, you start selling like a lot of wine. And this is a perennial wine for Trader Joe's. And they don't really go all out with the label or anything. It's just fairly simple. And they even have, it's from a co-op. There's an embossed co-op growers. A co-op means, I just noticed that in the label. A co-op is when you get a bunch of independent growers who band together and then they sell their grapes to a winery, or they band together and they create their own winery. And it's a little bit less expensive than an estate-grown wine because these are all small growers. Sometimes farmers will have since most of these vineyards are on the hillsides of valleys going to rivers. It's not places where you would plant crops or have livestock. So it's just an added money fund. I mean, they can make more money with this land they're not using. I'm gonna take another sip. This is not a bad little wine. So co-ops don't always, with the fine wine people, get a lot of respect because no one's really policing it, but they kind of police themselves. If someone's not pulling their weight and bringing in bad grapes, the other ones are going to know, and that hurts them too. So it does kind of get policed. And because there's a bunch of different growers and it's all getting put together, you don't get the fine selection you get with upscale wines and that type of thing. But when you're paying $4.99 for a pretty decent wine and they're getting a pretty selection, these are obviously decent grapes, you're doing just fine. So there you go. So you got a wine from Trader Joe's, the Emma Reichart Dry Riesling 2021, which is worthy of the Thanksgiving dinner table. It's worthy of sipping. I mean, as it opens up, there's sub flavors I kind of like that I didn't get up front. And that's pretty good for me. I'm very pleased every time I get a $5 wine that hits harder than it should. And this one's just fine. We have more wine coming up. I have a Thanksgiving Pinot Noir that's also cheap. And we'll start doing more things for the holidays. So that's it for me, Domain Dave from cheapwinefinder.com. Like us where you like your podcast. I have to say that every podcast. And stay safe, stay warm, stay healthy. And I'll be talking to everybody in a couple days. Keep it cheap. Adios. Bye-bye.